Hi there, it's Mr. Smith, and in this video I'll be going over the Contemporary Math syllabus for spring of 2023. So notice it starts here by letting you know that when you contact your instructor, you should hear back within 24 hours. Normally I'm much quicker than that, but if for some reason I don't get back to you within 24 hours, please email me again and I will make sure I get back to you. Again, I usually get back pretty quick. So this is my name, Scott Smith, and you can see my nickname is 1T. That's because my first name only has 1T. This is my email address where you can reach me. This is my phone number. Now this is actually a phone number that goes directly to my cell phone, so you can reach me there if you want to have a conversation. If you just want to get a hold of me, in a written form, then the email is probably the best way. This is an internet course. In fact, I'm taping this for 2 courses. I'll explain that in more detail in just a second. But both of them are online courses, and virtual office hours will be announced here in the first week. This is how you can reach the division office if you have any questions to ask them. So let's move on down to the course information. Again, this is Contemporary Math, Math 1332. The 2 sections that this video covers is 22011, which is just Math 1332, and then 42415, which is a co-requisite course, which means 2 courses in one, and so you'll be doing the 0317 course along with this one. But again, I'm going to do the video for both courses. So we are in the spring of 2023. Notice the certification date is January 30th, which is coming up soon. That is a Monday. We'll talk more about certification shortly. Last day to withdraw, if for some reason you do have to withdraw from the course, this is the deadline, April 13th, which is a Thursday. And the main thing I would say about that is just make sure you talk to me, talk to financial people, any other people that might be concerned or affected by you dropping the course. Sometimes students will just stop attending and they come back a couple of semesters later and they find that they're on probation. So I just encourage you, if you do have to drop, do it the right way. I know it's a little bit of a pain, but it could save you a lot of trouble later on. As far as course prerequisites, you just need to be college ready to be in the regular 1332 course, and otherwise you're in the co-requisite course. All right, let's move on to the next page. So, by the way, you should have already printed out the syllabus, and hopefully you've made a note of the things that you have questions about. Hopefully I'll answer those in here. But if not, please don't hesitate to ask if you have any questions. So this is a description of the course and what we're going to cover. These are what we call student outcomes and Texas core objectives, which are a little more general. So that's information you can look at if you're interested. We're going to go ahead and move on for now. So required course materials. So these days, as part of just your tuition, you're going to get the course materials along with your payment for tuition. It's what we call the Include-Ed program. Sometimes people used to opt out, but what I found is there really isn't any reason to opt out. You're not going to save yourself any money. So highly discourage you of opting out of the Include-Ed program. So you just want to do like everybody else as far as sign up for your course and you'll get your course materials as part of that. Normally that just includes the book. For labs it might include more. In our case, this is our textbook, but everything is online. And so what you're actually getting is a program called MyLab Math. Its old name is My Math Lab, and that's what I tend to call it. But anyway, it's a textbook-based software where you'll complete your assignments. And that includes your tests, since this is an online course. Students must have access to a computer with internet access to complete the required work for this course. So hopefully you have what you need at home. To begin working in MyLab Math, go to the home page in eCampus for this course. Hold on a second. Click on the Lessons and Assignments link, then click on one of the MyLab Math links in the MyMathLab folder. So basically, I'll be doing that in my next video I'm going to be doing, which is a video tour of eCampus and MyLab Math. So highly encourage you to watch that. But that is the process to get started. As far as a calculator is concerned, this is the one that we recommend, the TI-30XS Multiview Calculator. It's the one that I'll be using in the course. It's the one that my videos are based on. The main thing is that you need to be able to put complex fractions into a calculator. This is something that we do when we do the financial formulas in the finance chapter. So really important that you have a calculator you're very comfortable with, or this is the one that I would recommend that you use. It can really make a difference, so again, I highly recommend that. So graded work, you can see homework is 15%, your quizzes are 10%, there's 4 tests for a total of 60%, basically 15% per exam. And the final is also 15% of your grade. You can see that grades are based on the standard percentages. I do want to mention that for the 0317 course, you either get a C or better. There is no D grade, so it's either fail or you're getting a passing grade. So I do want to mention that. That's only for the people in the co-req course. Okay, so description of graded work. So basically the homework is there to help you practice the material that is covered in each section of the textbook. Again, in the video tour of my math lab, I'll show you basically how you're supposed to learn the material. But the nice thing about my math lab is you'll get feedback each time you put in a problem. You'll know if you got the right answer or not. And if not, you'll have access to a detailed solution. On the other hand, I do highly encourage you to write out all your homework on paper in some kind of a notebook. That's one way that we learn, but it's also useful when you have to go back and prepare for a quiz or test. So highly recommend that you're writing out your work in some kind of a notebook. Quizzes. So you also have quizzes, and basically, notice it says here, they will assess your ability to recognize and complete problems from multiple sections and are a good indication of whether you're learning the material. So what I'm saying here is if you're not doing well on the quizzes, that's an indication that you're going to need to study the material more because you haven't learned it. By the time you take a test, you need to be able to do problems without looking at any notes. Notice that you'll have up to 2 times to take the quiz, and basically I take the highest test or the highest quiz score, and you do have 60 minutes for those. Again, quizzes are 10% of your grade. As far as the tests are concerned, I do want to mention that because this is an online course, we're required to have at least the majority of our tests and the final proctored. We use Lockdown Browser and the Respondus Monitor that's in my math lab. You will need a webcam to use it. If you have any kind of problems doing that or you don't want to do that, you do have the alternative of coming to school, to one of our colleges, our 7 Dallas colleges, and taking your test in the Academic Testing Center. You just got to let me know so that I can set it up. Finally, you do have your final exam, which is comprehensive, and it's a 33 question test. And again, that's 15% of your grade. All right, late work policy. So basically, highly encourage you to do your assignments on time. That's one of the things I recommend if you want to be successful in the course, is stay on schedule. But if you're late, up until the day of the test, you can still get 75% of the credit for any problems that are done late. So let's see, what else do I want to say here? As far as tests are concerned, tests should be taken by the deadline. And if for any reason, or if you have a good reason for missing the deadline, please contact me immediately, preferably the day of the test or before. And normally I can work something out with you. Instructor-student communication. Of course, this is going to be really important in an online course. Each week I'll be making announcements in eCampus to remind you of what's due for the week, and also a lot of times I'll make other announcements. So it's important that you're getting those. You can see them when you come into eCampus, but you should also be receiving an email. And if you're not getting that at your school email, then you're going to want to make sure that you check your email address in eConnect. It's just really important that you're getting your emails, not only for this class, but for all your classes. All right, let's see. We've already talked about how you can contact me. Let's look at attendance and participation. So in order for me to certify you as attending and basically participating in the course, this is the minimum requirement. So students must enroll into MyLab Math and complete the homework assignments for sections 1.1 through 1.3 and quiz 1 by Sunday, January 29th. That's before midnight, and that's with an average of 70%. Now keep in mind, this could affect your financial aid if you're not certified, so make sure that you do take care of that. The other thing I want to mention is this is just the minimum requirement to be certified. To actually be on schedule, you should finish quiz 2 by January 29th. All right, so again, it's important that you get off to a great start. This is part of that. Staying on schedule, doing the assignments by their deadline, that's really important as you get started in the course. All right, let's move on to the next page. So we're just wrapping things up here. So there's some institutional policies that apply to everybody, and you should have seen those. If not, you can click on this link when you're in the syllabus on the computer. And these are things that apply to such things as tutoring, disability services, dropping classes, repeating classes, Title IX, and a lot more. Just make sure that you read those and you're familiar with those. Let's see, everybody should at least look at those once. I think that's about all I have to add here. If I make any changes, I will let you know through an email or through an announcement in eCampus. Let's go ahead and look at the schedule. So I'm pretty good about sticking to the schedule, and so you can see the first week you have some assignments that are due by the January 22nd. I just realized for the 0317 co-rec course, your schedule's a little bit different, and it has a few other assignments that are basically for the DMAT 0317 part. So your schedule does look a little bit different, but it's very similar. You can see the first week exactly what's due, and that's for each week. In fact, your first test, you can see is going to have a deadline of Friday, February 10th. So I highly encourage you to print out the schedule, keep it handy in a folder with your work, but anyway, just, I'll have announcements where I talk about what's due each week, but you're already going to have it in the schedule. At times I may make some minor adjustments, but usually I'm really great about sticking pretty close to the schedule. All right, so that's pretty much all that I have to say. If there's any questions that I didn't answer or anything that's not clear, please let me know, and I'm more than happy to help. that's all for this video.